Hey everybody, you're listening to Classic Kiss presented by The Soundcheck. My name is Garrett, and as always, I got my two co-hosts with me, Tyler.
What's up, everybody?
And Beau.
How's it going, everyone?
So we're covering Dynasty today. This is the 7th studio album from Kiss, and this is their first studio album in quite a while, at least for Kiss's standards of releasing, 2 or 3 albums a fucking year practically. So, with that being said, I think we can just get right into it.
Dynasty, that's how you say it. Dynasty. And we're in your neck of the woods, so we will say it as you say it. Back home, it's Dynasty. Here, it's from the album Dynasty.
All right, just a little bit of info about this album. We got, like I said, it's the 7th studio album, released on May 23rd of 1979 by Casablanca Records, recorded between January and February of 1979, so just earlier that year. And this album follows their 4 solo albums that they just released in the fall of 1978. I just said the fall of September. But yeah, it's very interesting album, and I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about it, because this is one of the albums that I thought, listening back to it, that I was not going to like, but I grew a little bit more of an appreciation for it. I do have some complaints about the album, and I'm sure we all do, but yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. It was produced by Vinny Poncia, however you say his last name, still don't know. And if you guys remember from our episode on Peter Criss' solo album, he's the same producer that produced that, and he was actually going to be the same, or he was. Did Paul want him for his album too, or what was that? Didn't Peter say something, or was it Gene?
None of them specifically wanted Vinny. Oh, okay. Like even Peter had 3 other choices for producer that he wanted first, and they all said no.
That's amazing.
They mainly brought him in to pacify Peter. So Peter made the demand of, I want Vinny or I'm leaving. So they said, okay, we'll get Vinny. Peter believes that Paul immediately went to work poisoning Vinny against him. And that's why there's no good interaction, and like Peter's not really here. Paul claims, and I'm pretty sure you can actually find sources where Vinny backs this up, that Vinny did not feel Peter was very good, at least at this time.
Yeah.
So he went out of his way to suggest bringing in a studio drummer.
Yep.
Which, of course, for this record is Anton Fick.
Yes.
Which Anton actually stated in Behind the Mask, the interviews he did for that book, how much he made for the sessions he did for Dynasty. He said he can't remember exactly, but it was between $10,000 and $15,000.
Wow.
And he was only there for 10 days.
Wow. That's wow.
Yeah. And he said around the same time that he is pretty confident that those numbers are about the same for the sessions he did for Unmasked also.
So yeah, that's a little bit behind Vinny's production on this album. Just a few other notes. Kiss had not released a studio album since Love Gun, which was released in 1977, because in between 1977 and 1979, we got those 4 solo albums. We got Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. We got Alive 2. We also got Kiss Double Platinum, or whatever it was. It was like a compilation album with all of the songs were basically the same, except for, what'd you say, Strutter was re-recorded.
Yeah, it's got more of that like disco kind of feel to it.
And then also just minor edits of, like, they took out the super long intro on Detroit Rock City.
Yeah.
So not really an album that's like featuring all of them like with new material.
Yeah. Man, it took us 6 episodes, but we finally got out in 1978.
Yeah, that is insane. Wow.
Big year.
Yes. I just want to talk a little bit about the commercial success of not necessarily the whole album, but obviously the first single from this album is I Was Made for Loving You, which was released May 20th of 1979, which is only 3 days before the album, which is really interesting.
Yeah, very short, but I almost wonder if they did that because they knew that their longtime fans were not going to be happy with it.
Right.
Because if there's one thing Kiss will never do, it's a bullshit disco album.
Oh my God.
I love them for being able to poke fun at that.
Yes, for sure. I love that fucking movie so much.
It's so good.
And then not track number 2, but the second single off of this album was Sure Know Something, which was released September 30th of 1979. So a good, 4 or 5 months after? Is that right? May?
Yeah,
May
it's the 4 months.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I don't mind those 2 songs. I really enjoy Sure Know Something, but I Was Made for Loving You really did good on the charts. I think it peaked at number 11 on the Billboard 200.
I did not realize
something like that. Not sure. Let me see real quick. So yeah, it says Stanley's I Was Made for Loving You was one of the band's most successful singles, peaking at number 11 on the American Singles Chart. In 11 countries around the world, it reached the number 1 spot or second position. It was the first Kiss single to have a disco remix, as a 7-minute and 54-second version was released on a 12-inch single.
Good God.
Yeah, that's long as fuck.
I also, for some reason, when you said Stanley, I thought you said Stan Lee. And I was like, why is he back?
Right. So yeah, that's just a little bit of behind the commercial success of this. I don't really know if the album itself did all that crazy.
I know it went platinum in America.
Yeah.
But the next 2 don't reach platinum. So it is kind of like that first step down. I don't know if this did more than platinum in America, but I know it at least hit platinum.
Yeah. And then I got right here actually some of the charts. So Australian, I can't say that. Australian albums chart, it peaked at number 2. Austrian albums chart peaked at number 13. In Canada, it peaked at 6. Dutch albums chart peaked at number 1. Wow, there you go.
Interesting. You know a random like tidbit about this song or this album?
Uh-huh.
It actually had a minor hit in Mexico.
Yes, with Charisma. Yes, yeah. So very interesting that it actually did really, really good around the world. And I got it right here. In the US Billboard Pop Albums, it charted at number 9, peak position. So, I mean, even in the US, it did good.
Yeah, I think this was definitely the first step in the wrong direction for them. And I think some of its success was capturing some of a different audience.
Yes.
Because there is a lot with this album that I could definitely see alienating their hardcore fan base.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, we were kind of talking about that before we hopped on with the whole, was it Bill wanted to reach a wider audience and Paul said that he wanted the band to have a little bit of stability. And it's like, I get wanting to broaden your audience and bring in more people and stuff, but I feel like that wasn't going to be the solution for something like this. I feel like they probably should have returned more to a truer form, kind of like what they did with Rock and Roll Over after Destroyer.
I agree, and apparently that was how most of these songs were written, was to be that way. With, of course, the can't speak English, apparently. The exception of I Was Made for Loving You.
Gotcha.
Because Paul is also very critical of this album of, like Magic Touch and Sure Know Something were written to have more edge to them. And they very heavily cleaned that up.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like how they came out.
Right. And that's another thing. And I don't know if you have any comments you want to put on this, but this album, and I mean, I guess we can kind of just start talking about not necessarily overall thoughts. We'll we usually do overall thoughts before and after, but I mean, you agree that it's a little too polished for a Kiss album, right? Like this, like sound wise, or do you have a different? I mean, because if you do have a different opinion, I go ahead. I mean, I'm not trying to.
I can get what you guys are saying here, but for me, I mean, I grew up listening to this album.
Yeah,
this is probably the first album I grew up with.
Really?
Yeah. Because anytime I would ride with Ron, which my stepdad at the time, this is the first album he would play. I got to know this album pretty well. I personally just love this album. Call it nostalgia, whatever you want. I love this album. I will defend this album pretty hands down.
Yeah.
But
I'll give my stance on it when we get like more towards the ratings and everything. I don't think it's a bad album, though. I'm going to flat out say that. It just, I very much think a lot of the tone and the production on it is a little too squeaky for them.
A little too clean.
Yeah. Which I will say one of my biggest rebuttals, of course, being Ace's two songs he wrote, the tone and everything on those still feel a little more intact.
Yeah.
The guitar tone on Dirty Livin', I think saves that song from feeling too like feeling disco, because it very much could have fallen into that realm.
Oh, especially with that 4 on the floor beat that he does.
Yeah. I agree. This is one that I also kind of grew up with. So like, I don't think it's bad. And like I said, I'll give more of my actual opinion as we move on. But I feel like some of the production just doesn't do the songs justice.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on that a little bit because, and I agree with you, it's not something that destroys the album for me by any means. Right. But if they could have just went for a slightly edgier sound, something akin to like Rock and Roll Over, maybe not as hard rock as Rock and Roll Over,
right? If it was, I don't think it would have worked.
But just something kind of like in between that and what we have here on Dynasty.
I honestly think one of the biggest things that hinders this album is how heavy the synthesizer is.
Yes,
but
yeah. So I mean, if it could have been like that, I would probably put this in my top 5 albums of all time for Kiss. But for some reason, I don't know if it makes it there for me.
Honestly, I don't disagree. I mean, for any of the criticism I'm going to levy against this album, there really isn't a bad song.
No, the music and the songwriting is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's just like you said, production.
Yeah, and because don't get me wrong, if we took some of the weaker songs from this record and put them on other ones, would they be my discard? In the blink of an eye.
Yeah,
but none of them are bad.
Right.
They're just, they don't necessarily hold up as well, in my opinion.
Okay. So we take some of the weaker songs off of this album.
Right.
Put them on Dress to Kill. Would they be your discard?
No.
It'd be in the conversation. I don't know that it necessarily would. I know you're trying to make a joke right now.
No, I'm serious. I'm like,
okay.
Just like put them on like Dress to Kill because we know we completely.
Right. I mean, yeah, we ripped that album up one side and down the other. But I assumed you were trying to make a ladies in waiting joke.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I thought you were trying to hit our quota for the episode. I wasn't sure, but I think they'd be in the conversation. I still think ladies in waiting would be my discard. And Jesus Christ, I have learned recently that if we had a wider audience within the Kiss community, they would fucking hate us for that.
Oh yeah. It blows my mind when I see people praising Dress to Kill.
I don't get it. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad record, but it's not that good.
If any, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to come at any of our listeners. If you're about to turn off the fucking
podcast, I mean, if you have a different opinion than us, by all means. Everyone has an opinion, and we're never all going to agree on the same thing.
Maybe I'm just stupid and I can't see what you guys see in this album, but I'm sorry, I cannot do it. It is so like. I don't know, man. It was just something about it. I just don't get how there's just like how we are all like, it's not a great album. But then there's some people who are like, it's the fucking best Kiss album. And I'm like, what are you talking
people
about?
Legitimately, I see all the time post on like the subreddit of, oh, Dress to Kill is the best of the first three.
Mhm.
It's really not. It's easily the worst.
No, it's easily
And
the worst.
That being said, it's not bad.
Exactly.
So like, I don't get it.
And
but
I do want to say real
I didn't
quick.
want to start here, but I'm sorry.
We're just in a like fucking literal like 10-minute tangent on fucking Dress to Kill
Yeah.
in the middle of a Dynasty episode. Real quick, I do want to say, since we're kind of talking about the older albums in a sense, in the first three, this album kind of to me suffers through what Hotter Than Hell did, you know, with the production on it.
right.
The production on Hotter Than Hell is something that I've come to really enjoy, kind of. You know what I mean?
It gives it more of that gritty sound.
Yeah. It's like, it's still not the best, but it's like kind of like I don't know, my own personal cult following for it, you know, because it's like, it's one of those things where it's like the production is so bad that it's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I still can't get behind that production. I'm sorry.
And
I just
hey,
can't.
Which is
it's
fair.
fine. It's fair,
I don't blame you for that. But I also, I do want to address your point a little differently. So saying Dress to Kill, would they still be my discards? Maybe not. I think it's a conversation to be had. But if you put any of the lower quality songs from this record on, let's say, Hotter Than Hell, because I was very vocal about my praise for that album, I honestly think they would easily be my discards. But if you moved them on to something like Destroyer, where there were songs that I was very vocal about not enjoying as much, again, it's a debate.
Yeah.
So it really just depends. It's kind of a case by case.
Mhm.
But for the majority of the albums we've gone through to this point, it'd be a conversation, but I think they'd still be the ones out the window.
Yeah. I'm really glad you brought that up, because that was actually really interesting.
No, and it was a fair way to look at it.
Yeah, for sure. Because for me at least, if I took any of these songs and put it on Dress to Kill, I would almost prefer a lot of these songs to that album. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, at least half the album.
Yeah, at least. And I mean, I feel like a part of it is Ace's really strong writing on this album, because both of his songs are pretty good.
Yeah, and the cover he brought in was very well done.
Yes, very well done. And even other songs that are a little bit like, you know, more squeaky, is like you said, of like Sure Know Something, I Was Made for Loving You. And even like, I don't know, like Magic Touch or X-Ray Eyes, like those aren't terrible songs to me, but I still like, in comparison to some of the stuff that's on Dress to Kill, I'm like, wow, it's
I was
tough.
actually going to use Magic Touch as the example and say, think about it like this. Rock and Roll All Night is on Dress to Kill. Would I throw that out before Magic Touch? Yeah, easily. But that's also my least favorite version of that fucking song. Yeah. So, I mean,
that's the thing, is it's tough looking at these songs in the not tough, but it's a challenge to look at these songs in the context of just the album.
Right. I'm going to tangent us off for a second just so that I can vamp for a minute while you kind of try to remember. So, of course, we know all the shit between Peter and all the rest of the band at this point. There's a lot of other really bad shit happening in their camp around this time. Example, Bill and Sean break up.
Oh, Sean Delaney, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Bill Aucoin and Sean Delaney break up during this time period. So Sean's no longer with the band.
That's sad.
It's actually very sad. Because of this, Bill brought in a new choreographer for their live shows. Someone that I know for a fact, you know. I remember the name because I heard it when I was reading Paul's book. I bumped my mic because I'm a dumbass. I don't know if you'll know the name, but I think you might.
What's that?
Kenny Ortega.
From High School Musical?
High School Musical. He was their choreographer after Sean left.
No shit.
Yep.
Really?
Because literally I was reading Paul's book. I read the name and I went, that sounds fucking familiar. Is that the dude that did High School Musical? I Googled it and I went, oh my fucking God, it is.
Holy shit.
The most random fucking connection.
Wow.
Fun fact, it's not a knock. I know you like that. Beau listens to a lot of the music from High School Musical.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
So that's why I knew as soon as I said it, you were gonna know what I was talking about.
Dude, wow, he did. I'm just gonna say this real quick.
Oh, I've got some in here where he did choreography for Michael Jackson, Cher, Dirty Dancing, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and I mean, of course, High School Musical was the main
Hell
one we
yeah,
went to.
dude. Fucking love Kenny Ortega.
Did you
now.
have Hocus Pocus in there?
I did not.
What?
He did.
I didn't realize that.
I'm guessing those. I'm guessing he did a lot of stuff with the. I put a spell on you, and now
Yeah,
you're
probably.
Probably.
that scene. Phenomenal scene.
Phenomenal movie.
Oh, I love that movie so much. Yeah, wow. That's awesome. Cheetah Girls, wow.
Oh man.
Yeah, he did a lot of that Disney stuff in
Yeah.
the early 2000s. Which it's just such a weird connection to bring back
Yeah.
to Kiss, you know what I mean?
And that's another thing is, I mean, I feel like our older listeners are probably like, the fuck? But like,
Yeah.
we grew up with Disney Channel, you know,
Yeah.
like it's just something that's really ingrained in our childhoods of like movies like High School Musical.
Mhm.
And I mean, like people might listen to this and laugh at that and be like, what the fuck? These guys like Kiss, but they're over here saying they like High School Musical.
Right.
It's
us.
dude, they have bops and also it's a nostalgia thing. It's
I
what we-
100%
yeah.
agree with you. And if you want to come at us, I listen to Cannibal Corpse. Go fuck yourself.
Right.
If you can't broaden your horizons there,
Yeah,
then
exactly.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you're just
but-
being narrow-minded.
Not saying you have to listen to High School
No,
Musical, but,
by no means. I don't fucking
Yeah.
listen to it anymore. But if someone puts it on, I'm not gonna be like, oh, turn that
yeah,
shit
I was
off.
gonna say, I fucking me and Natalie, like when we first moved in, we were like, what should we watch? We're like, oh, we should do the High School Musicals. But then we were like, well, we want to save it for a time where we can all watch them like back to back to back, and
Mhm.
we just haven't had time. But yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
I am also gonna go into some of the
Do you know how old he would have been at that time period?
I think mid to late 20s. I think he was about their same age.
Really?
Mhm. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's about their same age. So,
Damn.
yeah.
Because he did not look old in these pictures at all.
No, from what I understand, I think he's aged pretty well. But,
Wow. Yeah. Born in 1950.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's a little younger than them, but not by much.
Yeah. He also did stuff with Billy Squires' Rock Me Tonight. Sorry, I just saw that.
No, you're good. I did also want to talk about some of the dysfunction going on around this time, like on tours and stuff. Because keep in mind, a lot of this is coming specifically from Paul and Peter's books, respectively.
Uh-huh.
And we know from previous experience, they kind of go at each other.
Yes.
So Paul claims, and this one is pretty much backed up by everyone else, that touring with Peter at this point was very difficult. And anytime they made a decision, he was always counter to whatever everyone else wanted. So it kind of seems
He's just being a thorn in people's side.
I think
Pretty
so. And like he would regularly throw his drumsticks at them if they walked in front of like his drum podium.
Jesus.
Yeah. And because if they would stop there during the songs or whatever, he would throw his drumstick to tell them, get the fuck out of my way. The people
Yeah.
can't see me.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so like, I mean, of course,
It sounds petty.
yeah. Which I still think is funny because he's on a platform above them. It doesn't matter if they stop in front of you.
Yeah.
People can still fucking see you. This is also when the infamous beer bottle incident happened.
You're gonna have to enlighten me on that.
So
one.
yeah. I'm
I
not
feel
sure
like
what
I've
that
heard
is.
it, but
They went off stage after a song, or like before encore and stuff. And during the last bit, Peter had thrown a drumstick at the back of Gene's head, clocked him in the head with it. And when Gene turned around to like mug him, Peter just flipped him off. And so like they got into the dressing room and Gene was basically trying to be like, hey, stop being a fucking dickhead. And Peter broke a beer bottle and went in his throat.
oh
Mhm.
damn.
Ace, Paul, and a good majority of their crew, but it was initially Ace and Paul trying to break them up.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah, because Gene wasn't trying to start a fight over it.
No.
He was just trying to be like, hey, you're being a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Peter was trying to start a fight.
Yeah. If trying to murder someone.
As if Peter's trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, after that incident, they went back out for the encore and Peter started playing too fast. And so, it's throwing their whole rhythm off and everything.
Yeah.
So Paul would turn around.
Hopefully it wasn't I was made for loving you, because goddamn Ace would have been pissed as fuck with the chicka 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 chicka.
Yeah, no shit. Goddamn, why am I trim picking?
Yeah.
Peter says that when he did that, which he acknowledges he shouldn't have in hindsight. I mean,
hindsight is 2020.
Exactly. He acknowledges now that he should not have done that, but that he was so pissed off he didn't care, of course. But that when he was doing that, Paul turned around and was trying to tell him to slow down.
Oh, really?
But he felt that Paul did it in such an exaggerated way as to draw attention to it to make him look stupid in front of the fans.
Okay, first off, approximately 75 to 83% of Americans are affected by identity fraud. I'm just kidding.
Do you have mesothelioma?
Yeah, about 75 to 85% of fans are not going to fucking look at that and be like, oh, he's doing like, or like, they're not going to see that and be like, oh yeah, this drummer sucks. Like, yeah, I'm sure something would sound off to them, but most people aren't going to be looking at that at a concert and like realizing what's happening. You know what I mean? Like,
besides,
I don't know.
Probably 85 to 95% of them are probably drunk at that point.
Yeah, probably drunk, stoned, probably.
But we are at the point where a lot more kids are starting to come to their shows.
That is true.
So,
but I mean, even then, like, I just don't feel like people would really notice unless it, like, I mean, and I'm not like saying that it wasn't a drastic change in the BPM or anything like that, or the tempo, but I just feel like most people wouldn't notice it. And even if Paul did do a little bit of an exaggerated, like, hey, slow the fuck down, I still feel like people wouldn't notice it again. Still, you know what I mean?
Probably not, but in comparison to them being at the correct tempo and him not, maybe the drastic difference would be noticeable.
Yeah.
But it was after that because, I mean, they took it as a betrayal, and I don't fucking blame them for feeling that way.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
for sure.
You are an equal fourth of this band, and you literally just tried to fuck the rest of them.
Yeah.
So they felt, of course, this was a betrayal, just like any of his offstage antics, but that this was a bigger dig because it hit at the fans who paid to come see them.
Right. And just to be clear, I'm not saying that I'm on Peter's side. What I guess the way that I was trying to say it was that it's weird that Peter would have been like, oh, you're making me look stupid in front of the fans, when the fans probably just didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Exactly.
You know? He's trying to like flip it on itself and be like, well, fuck you. It's your fault for this and not mine.
The way I see it also, talking about how Paul's trying to make him look stupid, or what he says, you're making yourself kind of look stupid by doing what you're doing now.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's his fault to begin with.
Exactly. Which Peter, I mean, of course, like I said, he believes Paul did it to humiliate him. But he also acknowledges that Gene and Ace both agreed that he needed to be confronted about it, but they at least felt that it needed to be less public and more of a inner problem.
Yeah.
Which is probably true. But I also don't necessarily know. I mean, again, we've said it time and time again. It will be said until the end of the show. Not there, don't know.
Right.
Not part of the band. My opinion is Paul probably wasn't trying to do it in a way to humiliate him, but in a way to get his attention, to tell him, slow the fuck down.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so they, at this point, the three of them unanimously agreed to kick Peter out of the band.
Interesting.
This was, of course, touring for this record.
Yes.
But, they would give him a second chance.
Right.
And then Peter actually believes that Paul started auditioning drummers while they were on tour for this album. There is literally zero proof to support that, especially because with a touring schedule as heavy as they have, which I know that this record had a much lighter touring schedule, that'd be nearly impossible.
Right.
It's just, it's not something you could accommodate.
Yeah.
So it's
not something that you would put like as a priority, at least. So.
Don't get me wrong. I think Peter believes that it's true.
Right.
There's no evidence to support it.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, that's just the thing with Kiss is that it's just so like everything gets so blown out of proportion and twisted and mangled because you have 4 dudes with the biggest fucking egos.
Yeah.
And it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Well, what was it I said earlier? That they're the perfect example of what could go wrong when you have all that fame and fortune.
Oh yeah. And like I'm trying to think, and I'm sure there's other bands that have had major falling outs that are very famous. I mean, like the Beatles, obviously, in a sense. And then like, but really, other than that, I don't like most people either had like a band member die or
Right.
it was just like one band member or, you know, I mean, a lot of bands do have multiple members that caused a bunch of chaos and shit. But I feel like this one was just so publicized. You know what I mean? And I mean, Kiss kind of shot themselves in the foot because they wanted to be the most publicized band. They wanted to be the most popular band. They wanted to be the biggest band.
Right.
Music aside.
And
like,
all of this was coming at a time when they felt they weren't getting the recognition they deserved, which is part of why this album comes out the way it ended up.
Yeah, exactly. Because wow, I mean, they're the fall from 1977 to where they're at now. I mean, I think I remember seeing Paul say something on their Dynasty tour. They were playing in front of, instead of like, they would be playing in stadiums, but they wouldn't be filled up. And that's especially true in the later years of the 80s.
Right.
But I mean, this is where you're starting to see it. You know?
Oh, the next couple albums after this have a major hit to their income.
Yeah. And so it's like, wow, this band fell off. They fucking like became the biggest band really quick and then they fucking fell out really quick. Yeah. You know, it's just very, and it's because of all the different types of personalities, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's just sad to see, you know, like just Peter. I know I'm laughing at it, but it's sad to see Peter try and murder Gene. Like, what the fuck?
Especially if I'm being honest, like, I'm sure Peter is probably tougher just because of his different background and upbringing than Gene may necessarily be.
Right.
But you look at them and you immediately think Gene's going to beat his fucking ass.
I mean, like, he's got like 5 inches on the dude, right?
Yeah, because Peter's
Sorry,
Peter's like 5'8", Gene's like 6'3". And then he fucking I mean, he outweighs him by probably 40 pounds.
Right.
Because Gene around this time was like 225, 230.
Yeah. Jeez. I don't know, man. Do you have, I'm guessing you have more stuff in your list of notes or?
That's a lot of it.
Okay, cool.
Just because, I mean, those are some of the most standout, like outlandish stories.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much where you really see the dissolving of the original lineup.
Yeah, because I mean, it's the last album to feature Peter Criss until what, 1998's Psycho Circus?
Mm-hmm. And even then, he's only on 2 songs.
Yeah. So I do want to say that Peter actually recorded and submitted a 4-track demo for this, and only Dirty Livin' made it in. Ace recorded a 5-track demo, which included Hard Times, Save Your Love, and a cover of 2000 Man, and 2 other songs, which I know if you want to say one of the names of that song, which we found really funny.
Insufficient Data.
Which is a little bit of a callback to his line in the 1978 blockbuster, Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. But
blockbuster.
Yeah.
Man,
is that what you're calling it now?
Yes, sir. For those of you that didn't understand sarcasm, so
go listen to that episode.
We shred that movie. We really do.
Oh,
I was listening back to it. I was like, wow, we did not go easy on this shit.
It doesn't deserve it.
No, not at all. I still love it.
Yeah. One of the other tracks on Peter's demo, Out of Control, would become the title track to his first solo record after he left the band, which I mentioned when we were talking about it before. I do kind of want to just bring that up very briefly. I respect the fact that now, because it's the way he talks about it in his book. for years after he left the band. Of course, whenever there's problems and someone leaves, they always say, oh, it's creative differences,
Right.
which is what they did. Peter was kicked out of the band.
Budget reasons. Sorry.
Yeah, budget reasons. Drumstick reasons. Peter was kicked out of the band.
Yeah.
It's just flat out, point blank, that is what happened. He
Right.
did not leave. He was kicked out.
Okay.
Because for a long time, Peter set the narrative of I left, and they didn't counter that.
Yeah.
Peter, in his book, I respect the hell out of him for being able to say that,
Yeah.
admits that he broke down and cried when they kicked him out.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just really like, this is one of those things that's kind of sad because you don't want to see it happen. And it's a dude who's kind of already down on his luck. He's really getting bad with his, drug problem. And it's a sad thing, to see, because it's like, you don't want to kick the dude out because this is kind of his lifeline, but it's also the same thing that's killing him,
Right.
And that's kind of heartbreaking to hear that he broke down and cried when he was kicked out, because it's like, why are you guys giving up on me? But it's like, dude, you can't
Well, and from what I understand, he more so cried less of like, they're giving up on me, and more so of like, partly these are my brothers and I let them down, but also this is something we created together that I'm no longer a part
of. Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But I greatly respect that he is able to admit that.
Yes.
Especially after so long of spinning his narrative of I left because I didn't want to be there anymore.
Right.
So I think that's a very big moment for him, especially in a book that is kind of called into question in its integrity.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, I think we were talking about like the demos and stuff. And obviously Ace had 3 of those tracks make it onto the album, which is really interesting. So he has like a little mini EP on this album.
Yeah.
It's almost like they saw his solo album.
Yeah,
and
well,
they're like, oh, hey,
yeah.
we need to feature him more.
That is entirely what he believes.
Yeah. In that he even like mentions that in Kiss Behind the Mask, is he says like he felt like Gene and Paul took him a little bit more seriously with this album, especially with his like songwriting capabilities and what he brought to the table. And he also said that he thinks they were kind of nervous by it because they realized like, oh, like he really doesn't need us. Now, I will say history has told a different story in a sense, like looking back at it now, like I love Ace, but after the 80s and 90s and after he left Kiss for the second time, a big part of his allure was Kiss. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. But that being said, I also think some of his best material comes after he left Kiss the second time.
Yeah,
because Anomaly is a hell of a fucking album.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But at this time period, he even says he's feeling very cocky. Yeah. And he's walking into the studio with a little bit more swagger and just confidence than what he was before. And he also commented on about Vinny really kind of giving him a lot of credit and, you know, boosting him up and stuff like that. Whereas, you know, with Bob Ezrin, he felt like he was always like, he never really got the I guess you could say the praise or anything like that from Bob. And
which apparently Vinny has also said that he thinks Ace's writing on this record was his attempt to keep the band with their more hardcore fan base.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, when I hear his music on this album, I'm like, this sounds like a completely different album than the first half, you know? Mm-hmm. And then, cause I mean, his technically his 2 writing credits, cause obviously 2000 Man is a cover, but they're 2 of the last 3 songs. Mm-hmm. So, this back half is really very interesting in terms of the direction it went compared to the first half.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend too much more time on this because we're already at 42 minutes.
Yeah, we've somehow blown this way the fuck out.
Yeah. It was about time, I think.
Yeah.
Because our 4 solo albums were a little bit
they were a little bit quick.
So Gene wrote a lot of demos for this album. Some with the band Virgin, which is fucking ironic. And then Paul wrote a bunch of songs with Desmond Child for this album. some of them ended up on an album from Desmond Child. And then most notably, one that ended up on Dynasty was a song called Tonight, which they used for like the verses of I Was Made for Loving You.
Mhm.
And then they basically rewrote a chorus for it.
Vinny wrote the chorus.
Or Vinny wrote the chorus. Okay.
Yeah, because they wrote the whole song without a chorus. They just didn't have one. And then
Interesting.
when they brought it in, Vinny finished the chorus.
So basically, yeah, that's really all I got on the general info, recording and stuff. I do want to shout out the personnel. Well, I guess it doesn't really give me much on personnel. I believe Jay Messina mixed and mastered this.
I think so.
Which he did Destroyer, and he did I think pretty much every Kiss album since Destroyer.
And I'm almost positive he also did Anomaly.
No shit.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Very interesting. And then obviously, like we said, Vinny produced it. So no word on the engineers. I mean, Jay Messina also engineered it, I'm sure, but no word on any other engineers. So cool. With that section out of the way, we're going to get right into the album artwork. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Alrighty, everybody. And we're back with our album artwork portion segment, whatever. Let's see here. We have a recurring name, Dennis Wolak, who I want to say that's how you say his name. I wish I knew.
I think so. I'm going to just say go with it.
Yeah. He was kind of the brains behind the operation. He is the one who had the idea of, kind of putting them together, their face paint, their four faces. But it's kind of an interesting story, and I'm mostly paraphrasing here because I don't remember all the details, but the photographer, who is Francesco Scavulo, something like that. Why can they? You know what? Fuck this band.
Put pronunciation guides in your fucking books.
Right. Well, fucking yeah, Jesus. Anyways, the photographer was having him do all this different stuff, like look this way, look that way, get this angle, get that angle, and they just kept like every shot that they were getting, they just didn't like. So I guess Dennis literally just walked up and he was like, "Hey, all four of you guys stand right here, put your faces together, look this direction, take the picture." And they were like, "Okay, we really like that."
Yeah.
But then after that, it took them a fuck ton of time to kind of get it the way they wanted it to, because I know you can elaborate on this if you want to go ahead with, Paul. And
yeah. And so Dennis has said that he doesn't remember which two, but two of the four, obviously it's not Paul. So that narrows it down a little bit, but I don't know that two of the four of them are from the same picture. Paul himself, just on this one cover, is spliced together and airbrushed from three different pictures because he didn't like the way he looked. You're in makeup, dude.
Yeah,
I don't like, maybe if I were in his shoes, I'd get it better.
Right.
I don't. But
I mean, it'd be one thing if like the makeup was messed up, but I don't think that's what it was. I think it was literally just like, I don't know.
right. I do
Paul's
want
a diva.
to. I mean, fair though, but that's also his character.
Yeah, for sure.
But
For sure.
I do want to draw an interesting parallel, in my opinion. The way that their heads are framed in this album, I know it's not the exact same layout, but it very heavily makes me think of their first album.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what I was going to say about this. This is like kind of a callback to their first, album.
Because it's just their heads on a black background.
Yes, exactly.
Which is especially interesting to think. That's how they start their careers, and that's how they end their careers together.
Yeah. It's almost poetic. It's nuts.
And then they do it again for fucking creatures, which is extra fucking weird. But
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Creatures is definitely inspired by this album, like artwork wise, for sure. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that's exactly what I was thinking. Because I was thinking, listening to this album, I was thinking, okay, what are some things we want to talk about on the podcast, especially with the album artwork? Because I really enjoy this artwork.
Right. So do I. I do also want to bring up, Beau did mention this before we started. This is the first time you see them with the colors in their makeup.
Yeah. And I was about to actually get to that. But yeah, I completely agree. It really is reminiscent to their first album, and it's kind of poetic and ironic in a sense of how this is the last album with all four of them together, kind of in a sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say on the cover, but then I was like, no, Peter's on Unmasked for some fucking odd reason.
Marketing.
Marketing, yes. So, yes, Beau has brought that up of the colors, which, and I kind of want to get into their costumes because we didn't really talk about that in the general info, but their costumes that they use for their tour with this album are fucking awesome.
I love them.
Really great costumes. I can the capes, everybody having capes is kind of annoying, or not everybody, but Gene and Ace. And I think, does Paul have a cape, or does he have more of like a robe type thing?
His is kind of more like a robe,
Okay.
but there's a lot where he really doesn't have that.
Gotcha. But what I really enjoy about all the outfits is that or the costumes, whatever you want to call them, is that they play to each like person's color, personality, character. And we do get to see the highlighted use of their colors in this, in a sense, at least for like Ace and Peter.
Right. Which, of course, for the Catman design would become almost synonymous.
Yeah. With the green marks under his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was actually, I feel like I've seen pictures of him doing it a little bit before this album, but this is like the first time you really like see a like clear cut, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And with Ace, obviously he never really did blue up until this point, but just the overall look of this is very, to me, very like aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's kind of cool that they kind of piggyback off of their solo album covers, you know, where they it's kind of like a throwback to that in a sense too, you know, where it's like, hey, you had these 4 album covers, all separate, all solo albums, you know,
and now they're back
together. Just bam, right there,
mm-hmm.
which is really cool. So I don't really have much else to say about it. If you guys want to say anything about it, you can. If not, then we'll get into the ratings.
I've been watching you shake your head for 5 minutes. Go on.
Okay. I get you guys like this album cover. Me personally, I liked Peter's all black.
Really?
I did. From like the original album cover, I loved that.
I don't disagree, but I like the contrast that's made with the green.
Maybe it's just because I had the green on and it's fucking difficult as shit to get off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. I didn't realize the green was all the way around his eye on this album cover.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of Eric's, where he mostly just has it like kind of, for the most part, like from the side of his eye down.
Does he really?
Yeah, I think
I've
so.
never noticed that.
Hold on.
Because I'm almost positive after this, when they come back together in the 90s, he only does the top of his eye. I don't think he does the bottom.
But
or maybe that's what I was thinking, the top of his eye.
Okay.
Not the bottom.
Okay.
But yeah.
I don't even remember what I was saying now.
You like the black makeup, not
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
like the black.
Okay. I liked the original like look. But
I like Ace with the silver hair.
But I lost my train of thought here.
That's my bad.
The black paint. Is that like your biggest complaint about the album?
No, I still like the green. But when you said that 2 of them look like they came from the same, or they came from the same photo shoot, pretty sure Ace and Peters are the 2 that came from the same one.
It wouldn't surprise me.
See, it has to be either them or Gene and Peter, because I mean, we know it's not Paul.
Yeah.
So that eliminates an angle that it could be.
Right.
And it wouldn't make sense if it were Gene and Ace.
Yeah.
Because
diagonal.
Yeah. So I'm going to bet you're probably right, just because I'm going to bet Gene's didn't, because of the airbrushing they had to do to Paul.
Right.
I just don't like this personal, like, I don't like the square kind of.
Okay, gotcha.
It just, I like the way it looked on the original.
How
kind
they
of
were like
flowed and
side by
stuff.
side
Yeah.
instead of like stacked on top of each other. Understandable.
It's still not a bad album cover. There's worse we're going to get to later.
For
but
sure. We're coming up on one that I actually really enjoy. Really enjoy. The more that I look at it,
We're coming up on a couple that I really enjoy.
a couple actually.
Goddamn that hand.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot the elder. Son of a bitch. Anyways, so yeah. Did you want to say anything else, Ty, about
Nope.
this? Okay. All
I
right.
got nothing.
Beau, what do you think?
I got nothing else. Oh, rating?
Yes.
I'd give it a 7.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna give it like a 4.
No,
I was also going to give it a 7. How the fuck do you hate this and I like it?
I don't see my. So you're giving it a 7?
Yeah, I think it's good. I don't think it's as good as some of the ones they've had before.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it an 8. It's so aesthetically pleasing, however the fuck you say that word. I've heard it so many different ways, but just I like symmetry. And I feel like this is just a very symmetrical album cover. You know what I mean?
See, just because I don't personally like the album cover, it's still not a bad one. But like I said before, they kept it simple, and it still looks good.
Yeah.
So,
all right, cool. Now that we got the artwork out of the way, we are going to go to the track listing, and we'll be right back.
We got a lot of good stuff for you tonight. We want to give you something special.
Alrighty, everybody, we're back with the track list. We'll try not to spend too much time on this. Track number 1, as we said before, the first single off this album, I Was Made for Loving You, written by Paul Stanley, Vinnie Poncia, and Desmond Child. It's an okay song. I don't like this version of it.
Fair.
So I'm trying to put it in the context of this album.
Good old chugga chugga.
Chugga chugga. We for sure know that Ace did not like playing this song at all.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't hate the song. He just doesn't think that it represents Kiss and what Kiss was about, because I think he said something along the lines of like, the only thing that is Kiss about it is the fact that Paul wrote it and we played on it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like,
He's
the
not
music
wrong.
doesn't say Kiss.
He's not wrong.
No, not at all.
It's not a Kiss song. It's a song performed by Kiss. As much as that sucks.
Yes. Lyrically, I think this is probably one of Paul's better songs, because it's not a bunch of innuendos. I mean, there's obviously going to be sexual innuendos here and there in any Kiss song, but I feel like this is the most radio friendly, which obviously lends well to the fact that it did so good on the radio.
Yeah. At least you don't get a "you were distant, now you're near, I can feel your face inside the mirror."
Yeah. And so
it's a great song, and you know,
I know it is. I'm not saying it's not. It's just that line's dumb.
So and as we said before, like, this was kind of a song that was a demo from Paul called Tonight, and then Vinny wrote the chorus. And so yeah, I mean, and Desmond Child, obviously he's credited on this because he helped Stanley write a bunch of those demos. So I don't really have anything else much to say about this song, at least from like a background point of view. The actual music on it, like we said, serviceable, but I don't like Ace's guitar solo on this. It sounds...
It's not Ace.
Oh, it's not Ace?
It's Paul.
It's Paul, really?
Yep, Paul did the lead on this and sure knows something.
Okay, interesting.
that's why you don't like it.
Yeah, it's to me, it sounds like, because I was going to say, to me, it sounds like it's somebody trying to be Ace, but they're just not doing it right. You know what I mean?
I feel like it fits the song.
It does. But I will say, I really love this solo on like Kiss Symphony or even Alive 3.
I have a weird thing with this song where everyone in my life seems to love it except for me.
Right.
Because it is both my father and my fiance's favorite Kiss song. I'm okay with it. I can acknowledge it's a good song. I agree with you, specifically this version, I don't care for.
Which is really interesting because this song blew up on TikTok. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Like, there's just a huge, like, it's just one of those songs that blew up on TikTok, and it fucking shows because this song has almost 500 million plays on Spotify.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Like, there's a lot of like really popular artists out right now that don't have a song that's more than like 300 or 400 million plays. And this has almost 500 million plays.
Yeah.
Like,
which, granted, I will say this is arguably their most popular song.
Yeah, for sure. But I think the TikTok
it
trend
helped.
definitely helped for sure.
I will also say, because every time I saw it on TikTok, it was somehow relating to politics. Keep your goddamn politics out of my Kiss, motherfuckers.
Right. Anything you want to say about that?
I'm at a weird place with this song also, because I hate it, but I love it at the same time.
No, I get what you mean.
It's not Kiss to me. It's not.
It's really not.
But at the same time, it's a catchy ass song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad song. It's just not Kiss.
I think that's a lot of songs that people simultaneously hate and love is that it's catchy as fuck. And I
They
feel like
just
that's,
don't fit what you want.
yeah, exactly. It's like, fuck. It's like you're like, I can't stop singing this.
Every time I hear this fucking bass line, it just drones in my
Yeah.
head for hours.
Yep.
Well, then also for us, for me at least, it's very overplayed.
Yeah. This song benefits tremendously from the symphony version, in my opinion, especially with the orchestration
I get
of
that.
like the strings, the horns, and everything's because there's that like little breakdown part in the middle where it's the like the strings and stuff come in with the
For some reason, every time
sitting,
sitting here, I keep trying to think of that song.
yeah,
I go straight into the from Sure Know Something.
oh really?
And I don't know why.
Yeah. Both of those songs benefit tremendously from symphony.
Yes. Yes, they do.
So yeah, that's track number 1. That's really all we got to say about it. So track number 2, 2000 Man, which is originally a Rolling Stones song written by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards. Ace is a huge Keith Richards fan and Rolling Stones fan in general.
Yeah.
Especially Keith Richards, one of his good friends. And this is a solid song. I actually really enjoy this. I don't know how you guys feel towards it. For some reason, I always thought you didn't like this song.
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
It's not my favorite, but I don't dislike it.
Yeah.
It has a lyric in it that I really fucking hate.
What is it?
It's the my wife still respects me even though I really misuse her. I'm having an affair with a random computer.
Oh,
It's just so fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. I think the unplugged version is a little bit better in my opinion.
I
This is-
agree.
Yeah.
This is a really, really good showing for a cover, at least after we've had so many shitty fucking covers in Kiss's history.
No fucking shit. I also, oh God, that's so fucking annoying. Oh God damn it. Please, you have to leave that in.
What?
Fucking the cover we get to next week. Someone shoot that man in the fucking balls.
What is it? I can't remember.
The first goddamn song on Unmasked is a cover.
Oh yeah. All right, sorry.
I'm sorry. I love the shit out of Paul Stanley. Especially, I feel bad. I'm also going to date this episode real quick. I know he's never going to hear it, but we would also like to express our sympathies for Paul's family. That just recurred in my brain. Paul's father passed recently.
Yep.
And that's never an
like
easy.
97 or something.
I think he was over 100.
Or he was 101 years old. That's what it was.
Yeah. And that's, that unfortunately it's a part of life that everyone has to deal with, but it doesn't make it any easier.
Right.
And
they seemed really close too.
yeah. And so, like I said, I know Paul's never going to hear that, but we feel for you.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to Paul. So track number 3, Sure Know Something. I really enjoy this song. I'm not going to lie. It's probably in my top 10 Kiss songs of all time, especially the symphony version. But even this version, not bad. I love the bass line. It's probably one of my favorite bass line out of any Kiss song, really, that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Strutter is up there too. I'm not sure. The guitar solo is really good, which I know you said Paul did the guitar solo on this one. So
yes.
That's just my opinion. And I think Paul's vocal performance on this is really good. Really, really good. I enjoy it. The last 30 to 45 seconds annoys me with how much he repeats the chorus. So yeah, that's what I got to say on the song. You guys have anything? I mean, I don't want to be the only one talking about the songs. I feel bad.
I don't really have anything to add to it. I like the bass line, but that's really all I got to say. I think the guitar solo fits it, even though it's not anything fancy.
Right.
But
I love the way it starts out with the drums and the bass.
Yes. Yeah. It's so groovy. It just got it instantly gets your head bobbing.
Now, I actually like the unplugged version a little bit more.
Yes.
I agree.
I will say the unplugged version, the reason why I keep mentioning symphony is because of the orchestration with the strings and stuff. But yeah, anything else?
No, I think you pretty much hit everything else.
Cool. I cannot find a bad thing to say about this song other than the outro, at least on the album. Track number 4, Dirty Livin', written by Peter Criss and Stan Penridge. The classic duo back at it. It's a fucking good song.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
It's a fun one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, no, I love this song. And I think it's weird. Vinny. Okay, so Stan and Peter, of course, claim that they wrote it during like the Lips days when they were together. Vinny claims that he helped write this song with Peter during his solo album.
Yeah. I don't know. That just
if I'm being honest, I think what it is it's a mixture of the two.
Yeah.
And Peter kind of did what he did with Baby Driver, where he brought something to him and Vinny helped him finish it.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I want to say, there's this kind of thing that I noticed when I listened back to this and I talked to Ty about it at work, but there's this like constant or this recurring theme to me that each band member has a song on this album that sounds like you could have literally just taken it out of this album and put it on each one of their solo albums and it would have fit seamlessly. And Dirty Livin', obviously, for Peter, granted, that's the only song he writes on this album, but it sounds like something that...
It sounds like it would have been one of the better songs off his solo album.
Off of his solo album. And then when we get to Magic Touch, that sounds like a song straight off of Paul Stanley's
Well,
solo
and because
album.
we didn't even mention that with Sure Know Something, but I'll get to it with Magic Touch, where they both have shades of Tonight You Belong to Me.
Really?
Yes.
And then we got Hard Times, which sounds like it could be the sister song to Rip It Out, in my opinion. And I think you even brought that up, didn't you?
Yes, it's the same chords.
With Rip It Out?
Yes, it's all the same chords, and even the droning like da-da-da-da in Rip It Out is the same notes he uses in between the chords on Hard Times.
Right. And then to me, I think Charisma sounds like it could be off of Gene's solo album.
I
could see that.
I honestly think it or X-Ray Eyes could fit.
Right.
I think Charisma might fit a little bit more there, but
yeah, I just for some reason Charisma to me sounded like it could be on Gene's album with just tonally. I think
I get that. See, I think X-Ray Eyes kind of fits it more for me because of the keys in it.
Oh, okay,
and because Gene's album musically tried to experiment a little more.
Yeah,
and so that it just feels like it would fit more in that regard, in my opinion.
Right,
but I definitely see the argument for either one.
So yeah, that's I'm sorry. We kind of just
we just kind of blew through the track list out of nowhere.
Oops. So yeah, track number 4, Dirty Living. Track number 5, Charisma, written by Gene Simmons and Howard Marks, which I'm guessing he's probably one of the band members from Virgin.
No idea. Could not tell you.
I'm guessing. I don't really care for this song. This is the only miss on the album for me. I don't know why. I just cannot get into it. I've listened to it multiple times.
Is it your personality?
It might be. It might. Maybe I just don't have charisma. Fuck. Who knows? But I
love this song.
Really, I can't.
I
love this song. It's so good.
One of the chorus, bro. I just can't get into it.
One of the biggest things I like about this song is the use of layering his voice vocally and spoken word.
Okay.
Which I want to ask you because you would know better. Is are the two layers of his voice set to the two different channels, or are they more mixed? Like is one pan left, one pan right?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Honestly, I haven't really listened in headphones to this song, so I would have to go back and listen to it.
Okay, because I actually think that would be really interesting if they did this like vocal on one side and the wording on the other.
So usually what they do with vocals is if they do a double of a vocal, they'll usually do like 2 doubles of a vocal and pan one left, pan one right, and then they'll take the main vocal and have it center in the stereo. Okay. Because you always want your most important stuff, usually mono. And not even necessarily important stuff, but the vocal is always mono, so that's usually always in the middle. Your kick, your snare are usually always in the middle, and then like your hi-hats and stuff like that can be panned in stereo and stuff. So, and guitars are usually left and right. But I would say that it's probably what it is that the spoken one is probably technically done twice, and they do it on each side,
and then the vocal
is centered.
My voice cracked for some reason, but I don't know. I've always loved the song. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but
I I don't know. I just can't get into it.
I
But
get that.
and that's the thing is, hey, I'm the odd man out here. I feel like this is the first time, so it's very interesting, and I
Yeah.
enjoy this.
Go back and listen to it.
Go back and listen to it.
Fucking
Go back and listen to it.
classic.
Well, ever since, because like I said earlier, Ron listened to this album nonstop in the car.
Yeah,
This was the first song I learned. Yeah.
interesting.
Gene also wrote this song, which I think that might be why he credited Howard Marks. I think Howard Marks was making fun of him one day because they were out in public and like, of course it's Gene. These hot babes keep coming up to him, like hitting on him because he's Gene Simmons.
Right.
And so Howard Marks just keeps trying to make fun of him. He's like, what is it about me? What drives you wild? Just like hamming it up, trying to make fun of Gene. And Gene's like, yeah, I know I'm a badass. I'll fucking make a song about it and make you look stupid.
That's great. Hey, respect.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say on this. Dog shit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with it. I don't hate this song. I just can't get into it. All right, track number 6, Magic Touch, written by Paul Stanley. This is not a bad song.
It's not bad.
I don't mind it, and actually, the more that I listen to it, the more that I'm like, okay, it's growing on me a little bit.
I agree. I think this is one that is definitely hurt by how much they tried to strip the album back.
Yeah,
But
I agree. I don't really have anything else much to say on this.
I don't really have much to say about it in general.
no, this is another one like Sure Know Something where the riff to it kind of draws from Tonight You Belong to Me in a way.
Okay.
Because it's not exactly the same.
I can kind of
but
hear it, like playing it back in my brain.
Yeah.
All right, we got track number 7, Hard Times, written by Ace Frehley. And solid song. I really enjoy this one. It is a very different approach to this album sonically than what we have heard up to this point. It is very hard rock, very much could have been off of his solo album, in my opinion, because like we said, it shares the same chords as Rip It Out.
Yeah.
Kind of the same structure, in my opinion. Not necessarily throughout the whole song, but like
it's similar.
Yeah.
But this song for me suffers from what kills the next song, where the use of the synthesizer in this song, which I'm going to guess was probably not Ace's idea, really hinders it. I don't like the school bell sound effect.
Yeah.
I don't like the whistles. I get what they're going for.
Right.
I think they're just overplaying their hand.
Yes, they are. Anything you want to say, Beau?
See, after Charisma, when I was a kid, I just shut my brain off. I didn't care about the
okay.
rest of the album. So when I went back and re-listened to it for this, I like this song a lot more.
Hard
Yeah.
Times.
I still like this song. I don't want it to come off like I don't. I do have problems with it.
Okay.
But
Respect.
and like I said, those problems, if I'm being honest, I don't think stem from Ace.
There you go. All right. Track number 8, X-Ray Eyes, written by Gene Simmons. I'm not gonna say that I don't like it. It's serviceable to me. It's got a fun little riff in it to me, but other than that, don't really have much to say. I'm just indifferent about it.
I want to like this song. The synthesizer brutally chops this song up and buries it in 7 different places. The like whoosh sound effect that it has constantly throughout the choruses fucking drives me insane.
Yep.
I hate it. I'm not joking because we were talking, I delivered last night. And so the whole time I'm sitting there driving, I'm listening to this album and I'm listening to this going down one of the roads in town. I just hear, I went, I'm going to fucking punch somebody. I can't even imitate it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the first actual miss for me. And an album of solid songs that's hard to do right now. So.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't think there's really a bad song on this album. I think there are songs that suffer from certain things more than others. This just happens to be the culmination of all of that.
Yeah.
So,
All right. We got track number 9 to round it all out. Save Your Love, written by Ace Frehley. pretty kick-ass song.
Okay, I was gonna say I love this song, so I was waiting to see what you said about it.
Fucking sucks.
No, this is a fucking killer song.
No,
actually.
I remember. I don't know why when we used to listen to this album as kids, this was never a song I listened to. I don't know why,
Dude, even when I first listened to this album for like in preparation for this episode, which was probably like a week and a half ago now, 2 weeks ago, and because I was just like, fuck it, I want to listen to something else other than what I was listening to at the time. And I was like, the fuck? Ace has 3 songs that he sings on this? For some reason, I never paid attention to the song or even really knew it was on here.
Yeah. No, and that's the weird thing. I want to say I was in high school before this came out, but there's a box set. It's 4 discs. I think it's called Icons. I still have it at home somewhere. Each disc is only one person. So like the first disc is only Gene songs, which they're not all necessarily written because of course Gene didn't write God of Thunder, but he sings it. God of Thunder is one of the first couple songs on that record.
Right.
The second disc is all Paul. The third disc is Peter, and the fourth disc is Ace. This song is on Ace's disc, and I remember hearing it on that disc for the first time, and I went, I like this song.
That's awesome.
And I had no idea it was off this record for like 2 or 3 years. And I literally went back, found that out, and went, we used to listen to this all the time. How did I not know that?
What all songs were on Aces then? Save Your Love?
Shock Me, I think Rocket Ride. I think all 3 off of this album. I think 2 Sides of the Coin.
Oh, okay. Probably like Torpedo Girl or something.
I think so, yeah. Talk to Me might have been on there. I don't remember.
Okay, cool. Yeah, great song. And I even know that like we were listening back to it before we started the episode, and you were like, dude, the drums in this just fucking go. They go so hard, and they really do, man.
I think this is a prime example of why Anton Fig is a fucking badass.
Oh, yeah. Great performance. You got anything, Beau?
No, you guys pretty much hit that one.
Cool. Shout out to Anton Fig. I know we didn't really talk much, I feel like, about him, coming in and playing on this in place of Peter, except for Dirty Livin'.
He sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, he really does. He comes in and you can just tell that it's not Peter in a lot of these songs, especially on this one. And I'm not trying to throw digs at Peter, but like you said, that drum fill before the second chorus of this song.
It's not that Peter isn't good enough to play that. No. It's just not something he would do.
Yeah, exactly that. It's just artistic choice in what they would do, Anything you want to say, Beau?
Obviously this is the last time Peter's in the band, obviously. And we know Eric Carr is the one that takes over. Mm-hmm. I actually want to see another album with Anton Fig. That'd have been nice.
We do get one more with Anton.
You say one more with Anton.
Yes.
But we all know that album's fucking trash.
That album is fucking trash. Yeah. If you want more Anton, go listen to Fraley's solo career.
Yes.
Because he plays Anomaly. I'm pretty sure he does the drums on the first Fraley's Comet. Mm-hmm. And then he does some other stuff here and there. Mm-hmm. He also does a lot of Joe Bonamassa's drums.
Really? Mm-hmm. Awesome.
And wasn't he also in the late night show with Paul Schaefer?
Yep.
So that's our track by track breakdown. All right, we'll be right back with the 3-in-1, and we'll finish it out with the certified ratings.
How we doing so far? My goodness. All right, we got one for you now.
All right, and we're back with our 3-in-1 segment. We're going to pick 3 songs that we're going to rank 1, 2, and 3, and 1 discard song, just to make the album a little bit more cohesive, a little better, a little more listenable, whatever your choosing is. So we got, I'm going to start with Ty this week. Go ahead and give me your top 3. I want you to do it 3, 2, 1. I want it kind of like a countdown.
Okay. A little different than how we normally do it.
Because I think Beau did that like last week or something like that.
So,
and I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool way to do it.
So this record for me is weird because every time I listen to it, my song selection slightly changes.
Interesting.
I'm going to say 3 is going to be fuck.
I don't think that was off this album, buddy.
3 is going to be Dirty Livin'. This is what I wanted to hear from Peter for the last like 4 Kiss records that we just don't get from him. Because let's be honest, this is 100 times better than Baby Driver.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I like the interplay between him and Ace's guitar on this record or on this song. 2 is going to be Sure Know Something. And 1 is Save Your Love. I really like that song.
Okay. Beau, go ahead and give me your top 3 countdown.
My number 3 is Sure Know Something. Number 2 is Save Your Love.
Okay.
And then number 1 is Charisma.
Wow. Right. Okay. I expected of all people you to have Dirty Living. I'm going to be honest.
I like the song, but
I get it. I do get it. Because I'm going to be honest, if it wasn't Dirty Living, it would have been Charisma.
All right. You know, I'm going to have to switch it up a little bit. We all have 2 songs in our top 3 that are the same, I believe. So I got track number 3, Hard Times. I got track number 2, Sure Know Something. And track number 1, Save Your Love. And
nice.
Yeah, that's my top 3. I mean, those 3 songs are killer, in my opinion. I really enjoy Dirty Living too. I really do. That probably would have been my 4th, and then 5th. Can go through. Sorry, about full to both.
There's a tie between this song and this song.
Yeah.
3-way tie between that one.
I'm going to do that from a 1
That is
real
the
quick.
single greatest moment in this podcast history.
Oh,
okay?
I 100% hands down agree. I wish we had video of that just so that could go on the YouTube channel.
Oh man. All right. What's your discard, Beau?
Extra Eyes.
Extra Eyes.
I want to say I Was Made for Loving You because it is the epitome of what is wrong with this record, even though it is a good song. But because it is a good song, I can't put it there.
Yeah.
I also have to say X-Ray Eyes.
Wow. Interesting. I was gonna say that's
It's
really
the
good.
fucking whooshes.
Yeah. And that's a really good reasoning for I Was Made for Loving You if you were gonna go with that. I really like how you explain that. My number 1, I'm sorry guys, it's gonna be Charisma. For some reason, man, I cannot get into it. It is so weird. I've never had a song like this where I'm just like, I just cannot get into it. It's so weird. But hey, that's what opinions are for.
Exactly.
He's the kind of guy that likes Ladies in Waiting.
No, that's Reddit.
Yeah, that is Reddit. All right. We're just going to go straight into the certified ratings portion of this. So, Beau, out of 10, what are you going to give Dynasty?
The nostalgia here is going to play up to it, so I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay, respect. What about you, Ty?
You know, I'm going to give it a 6. No, I'm going to give it a 7 because it's good. It's not great. And there is room for improvement that they could have and should have made and didn't.
Yep. Respect. I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going with a 7. I was teetering in between a 7 and a 7.5, but I'm going to give this a 7. And that's really good in terms of where we're going to be going with Kiss here in the next 10 fucking years. So yeah, I'm very interested that we all kind of gave it the same rating, you know, and it's not interesting. It's a good album, but yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say about this album other than it's better than average.
Yeah, it's good. It's not great. I think the songwriting saves it, but the production really kicked in the ass.
Yeah, I can agree. Any final thoughts from you, Beau?
Not really, actually. No.
Okay. Alrighty. Well,
wait till fucking next week.
yeah.
Sorry, I just blew out the goddamn mic.
No, you're good. You're good. Next week's going to be interesting. We're going to be covering Unmasked, the 1980 mass hit of an album. And then
I'm ready to scream.
yes, it's not going to be pretty. So if you guys don't like our negative episodes, go ahead and listen to it.
Oh, you're going to like it just for, even if you don't agree with us, what we have to say.
It's going to be a very fun episode. Is this the episode that you were talking about earlier for the first 3 or 4 episodes that you were just going to drop trout and just fucking shit all over it?
Unmasked? Oh, abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay, that's what I figured. I was like, because I was listening to a couple of the episodes back and I was like, he keeps mentioning a song, or not a song, an album that we're going to get to in the future. And I figured it's Unmasked.
Yeah, you know how normal people feel about The Elder,
Yeah.
amplify that by 100.
Okay.
But The Elder's the best album of all
Get
time.
the fuck out of here, Beau. Alrighty, guys. As always, we really appreciate you listening. Catch us next episode for Unmasked.
You're gonna love it.
Oh yeah, and then
Or hate it.
yeah, well, like we do. And then check out all of our past episodes. Give them a share. Show them to your friends. Show them to your dads, because 90% of the people that listen to this podcast are probably 40 and older. Just kidding. As always, guys, we hope you have a great rest of your day, week, month. Whenever we see you guys next, we're going to have that Unmasked episode for you. So for myself, for Ty, and for Beau, we appreciate you guys. Have a good one.